Hey, what's happening, YouTubers? We're back with a brand new action figure review. But before I move forward with the review, I do want to give a shout out to the awesome folks at Diamond Select Toys for sending this my way to review. And if you're looking for your Diamond Select toys, check out the website at diamondselecttoys.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. But back to the review. Today we're going to take a look at the Marvel Select Mr. Fantastic from Diamond Select Toys. And just like we do with all the reviews here, let's get started with the box art first. So it's your standard Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select box that's been around since its infancy, since the 2002 Spider-Man figure. And in this case, it's cool because he comes with all these accessories that I can't wait to take a look at. You see the Mr. Fantastic font right here, the Fantastic Four logo, and on the side is the promotion shots of the figure. And on the back are some more promotional shots of the figure and the accessories. And then on the bottom left on the back of the box, you see a little info on Reed Richards. Feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. And on the bottom, you see the credits for who designed the figure and who it was sculpted by. And I gotta give props to Diamond Select Toys for doing that. I do appreciate it when companies put who worked on the figure because I think that's awesome to give a shout out to the people that worked on it. Alright, we spent enough time about the box. Let's go and get the figure out. Alright, here's Mr. Fantastic out of the box. Let's take a look at his accessories first. I'm going to take a look at these pieces separately, but we're going to get started with the hand accessories. So Mr. Fantastic comes with 5 individual hands. The first set of hands we're going to take a look at are like the relaxed hands, and then the next set of hands he comes with are a pair of gripping hands. And speaking of gripping hands, it's meant to grip the Ultimate Nullifier, which you see right here, which is another accessory that he comes with. And then the last hand accessory is this one on his left, which is kind of similar to the open, relaxed hand. So I'm wondering what the main difference is. Someone in the comments below, let me know if you know. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure itself, and we get started with the head sculpt first. And I gotta say, the sculpting work looks fantastic. Same with the paint application on here. I do like the sculpting work of the hair and the paint application. And I also want to make mention, like, when it comes to the head sculpt on here, it has a hint of realism to it, but still keeping the comic aesthetic, because it's supposed to be based off a comic book, Reed Richards. But I think they did a fantastic job of this. And then we'll take a look at the rest of the figure. The figure looks fantastic, pun intended, but it still holds true to the source material with the classic Fantastic Four design, and I do like the sculpted emblem or logo right there as opposed to just being painted on, which we've seen on other figures from other companies before, but it does look nice overall. I'm going to go over the articulation, and it's your standard Marvel Select articulation scheme you've seen before, but he does have a swivel at the neck, but I will make mention, sadly, he can't really look up too much or down. He's a little bit limited in that respects. He does have a shoulder joint right there, so you can move it all around and go up that high. He also has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, which get about slightly more than 90 degrees. He also has a cut at the glove, and I'll show you why in a little bit. He also has a hinge at the wrist. And what I prefer, he has a diaphragm joint. Gets some movement. It's a little bit limited, especially going forward and back. There is a waist cut. The legs can kick up about that high. He also has a thigh cut right there. And he has single jointed knees, which get a solid range. There isn't a boot cut, but he does have an ankle hinge right there, and also ankle pivot. So now is when the review is going to get even more fun, and the fun factor with this figure is even going to go up even more. Earlier I made mention we're going to take a look at the other accessories. Here they are right here. The cool thing about this figure, he's incredibly modular when it comes to these other accessories packed with the figure. And I'll show you. You could pop the head off like this, and he comes with an elongated neck piece to really showcase Mr. Fantastic's power. Which, that's pretty insane. It looks cool. And earlier I made mention there was a cut at the glove, kind of spin. That's because you can actually pop this off and pop on this accessory piece. So he has this giant stretched out fist, which this is pretty gnarly. But it doesn't stop there, because then you can pop off the torso piece like that. And this one as well. So you can pop on this elongated torso. And you can kind of see, like, that's his abs, and then that's like the back piece right there. It just pops on like that. And then this piece just pops on the top. So there he is, he's popped onto this elongated torso. If you want to have even more fun, this is one of my favorite accessory pieces. His legs right here which looks like a pencil case holder that my friend told me about. You should probably use it for that. But it's basically his body like wrapping around, like his legs wrapping around his opponent. But pop this piece on there, and voila. And even crazier than that, let's go ahead and switch this out. You can put the elongated neck piece right here and pop this on there. So just the well, he's not even in the frame. Just the fun factor to this is pretty awesome. To add a pun, it's pretty fantastic. KO. But then you can add these accessories on there. Like, let's go and add them on right now. We'll do it live, but like, yeah, this, you know, if you want a quintessential Mr. Fantastic figure, Marvel Select is really making a case why this is it, because, like, look at that. Like, back him up over there. Look at the... This is how you want to do a Mr. Fantastic figure. Now, because this piece is open, I just have this by the review desk, but you can put... Kraven the Hunter, unfortunately, is going in here. But you can put other figures in there for dope toy photography shots. And judging by his face, he doesn't look too happy to be in there. But yeah, this is pretty cool. All right, now we're going to jump right into size comparisons. And for size comparison, here's Mr. Fantastic standing next to some other Fantastic Four members from Marvel Select. We have the Human Torch on the left and the Thing on the right. And it's wild to see how much time has passed since this original Thing figure came out, to where we have, well, spoiler, a complete team now with Sue Storm also that released. But in terms of scaling, I think he's a little bit shorter than Human Torch, and I believe in the comics, I checked my sources, Reed Richards is supposed to be 6'1", and Johnny Storm is supposed to be 6 foot or 5'10", whichever one you look at. But he is a little bit taller than Reed Richards, but it's all good. And I say it's all good because if I wanted to make Mr. Fantastic taller, I could easily just pop on the torso piece or the neck piece, and boom, he's taller than Johnny Storm. The next size comparison, here's the Marvel Select Mr. Fantastic, standing next to some Marvel Legends Fantastic Four characters. On the left, we have the retro-carded The Thing, and on the right, we have the retro-carded Dr. Doom. Now, here's the thing, pun intended. Stupid. But here's the thing. Typically with Marvel Select figures, they don't really scale with Marvel Legends, except for like the larger characters. People tend, or collectors I should say, tend to use those to display with their Marvel Legends. I would say in this case, when it comes to the regular height of a regular character in Marvel Select, I think he could fit in with your Marvel Legends characters in display and toy photography. And reason for that is because this. And bam, right there, you have your Mr. Fantastic with your Marvel Legends display. And last size comparison, here he is standing next to some other Marvel Select figures in my collection. And by the way, I just kept him on this elongated torso. But here he is standing next to the Watcher, which was re-released back in 2022, which I reviewed, so feel free to go check that out. And then here he is next to the Captain America, which was reviewed and released in the springtime. Feel free to check out that review. But I really like this Captain America. Spoilers, it might be my figure rewind of 2024. I don't know yet, but definitely got to say the last couple figures from Marvel Select have been absolutely awesome. And you know what? The Watcher figure still holds up in my opinion. Alright, some overall thoughts on this figure? I like it a lot. It's another example of why Marvel Select gives you the best bang for your buck when it comes to action figures and accessories. I didn't even mention the fun factor, given that Mr. Fantastic is a modular action figure and you can pop off the accessories and attach other pieces to give different looks and poses, kind of in the same way that the new Captain America does. While the articulation is limited in some respects, it doesn't take away the ability to capture the figure in some dynamic poses and cool shots for toy photography, especially the accessory piece of his legs wrapping around. And like I mentioned earlier, though it's in the 1/10 scale and meant to be in scale with 7-inch figures, you can still display this figure with other 6-inch figures, given that this Mr. Fantastic power set allows him to extend his height and shapeshift his body. The overall sculpt is superb and remains true to the source material. I highly recommend picking this figure up if you're a huge Marvel fan, and even more so if you're a Fantastic Four fan. Again, I want to give a shout out and thank you to the awesome folks at Diamond Select Toys for sending this over my way to review. And if you want to purchase some Diamond Select products, be sure to check out their website. I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, YouTubers, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.